So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Venus in the 11th house for Dashamsha chart. As in, what happens when Venus is sitting in the 11th house of your D10 Dashamsha, which is a divisional chart in Vedic Astrology that shows the obligation to society, your career, the details of when you're working outside of your home to earn a living or do any kind of a thing in society. Okay, because every work brings change, whether it's paid or non-paid. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular position of Venus in the 11th house or what your D10 chart alignments are along with your birth chart and everything else, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where you will find a lot of my vlogs with techniques, books, and courses, of course. So, Venus in the 11th house of the Samsha. Well, one of the most key important things here that becomes for Venus is growing oneself through network, growing oneself through social interactions, and especially professional social interactions. Like, because you got to understand, Venus represents our love and passion, right? Our devotion to something. That's why it's marriage. Marriage requires your devotion. Venus here in the Samsha in the 11th house shows one becomes completely devoted to knowing everybody in their professional circle, even knowing people who are not in their professional circle, because you never know. See, these people will be like, you never know how your break will come through. Even though you are a software engineer at an IT firm, perhaps mingling in a crowd of, filmmakers and entertainment, you realize that, wow, this studio is looking for a senior vice president for their IT department. Wow, hey, I have this experience. So they start building those connections. So that's one of the most important things, probably one of the most crucial things that Venus does here. And the other thing we also see is that regardless of, if it's a male or female, that you will create more female or feminine connections in your life to, gain support. Like you will see, especially Venus is not in a, you know, uh, harsh situation, or Venus is kind of hurting due to certain aspects and conjunction, you will see this person will flourish through more female connection, more people who are especially very creative. They will make those type of contacts. Now, one place that this Venus, kind of gives a particular karma is towards dealing with subordinates. Because what happens here is this person is more focused on wanting to get their connections, wanting to just kind of excel in networking than paying attention to the subordinates. And this is where subordinates will not be happy with this individual. Now, in the one place where the subordinates can be balanced, where they will balance both, is if Jupiter either impacts the 5th house or Venus. Or especially if Saturn is in the 5th house looking at Venus. Why? Because Saturn will show your duty, commitment, and sacrifice towards subordinates in order for you to excel forward. And this person will realize that through many trials and tribulations in their career, that, okay, you know what? No, I do need to pay attention to the people under me. I do need to take care of them as well, because I realize in my previous failures that it hasn't worked. So this is where Venus will show, kind of growth in both the places. So as much as you may think that Saturn is a malefic planet, well, Saturn is simply showing, hey, where your duty and commitment needs to be. If it's not there, I'm not going to let you grow wherever you are trying to grow through. That's the thing about Saturn. And because Venus is in the 11th house, and if let's say unblemished, even let's say if Saturn is looking at Venus, it can actually create a Raj Yoga, right? So if let's say you're Taurus, Libra, Aquarius ascendant, with Saturn's aspect, it'll create a Raj Yoga, that's fine. But it'll show that especially when marriage happens for a person or when you're in a relationship, suddenly that house will start growing more. And 11th house represents fulfillment of desires, yet in Dasamsha specifically represents fulfillment of desire of status. Because everybody wants status, probably except me. Before I wanted status, now I don't. I don't care for it. I don't want to be getting any kind of like a title or any kind of like admiration. Just want to be in peace and quiet, in my life. But most people in their 20s, even 30s, they're going to look for this. God, I'm old. I'm old. Love it. Because, man, I'm telling you, the way you think, when you're in a middle age, God, I wish I had my middle age thinking when I was 20 or 30. I think I would have progressed even more because I don't run after certain things that the world runs after now. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Venus in the 11th house of your Dasamsa chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. And if you want to know where your Venus is placed, all your astrological details for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.